Hello everyone, welcome back to Factorio. Where we last left off, we were getting ready to set up all these nice, beautiful oil refineries, and that's just what we're going to do. I'm going to start off with one line, and I'm going to leave plenty of room in between them. So I'm probably going to set them up like this, and then get rid of this one, and then that's how much room I'll leave in between. And I'm going to hook them all up. So I got everything hooked up, and I was just waiting for daylight, because it's dark enough as it is. I don't need to be recording at night as well. And some biters showed up and attacked me. So fortunately, I've gone ahead and built a couple walls. And I don't like to place them directly next to the wall. I like to place the wall one spot out. I got a bunch of landfills cooking too. So we're going to, I think that's what they're called in this game. Landfill, yep. Got a bunch of landfills being made up, so we're going to smooth out some of that lake up there so that we can build a proper continuation of the wall from the north all the way over to the right and have it meet down there. But for now, this is what we're going to have to deal with. I did have to build these defenses because biters got into my base and destroyed like half of my engine production facilities before I caught on with what they were doing. And it turns out they had just walked right over this wall, came around, got me there, but that's been taken care of. Now we have all the oil, heavy, light, and petroleum. I have them all kind of branching out from the front there. Everyone's meeting. We can either do it down here in the middle, on the left, where we can do wherever we want. I'm going to start with my heavy. Excuse me, not the heavy. The petroleum we're going to do over here, because we need a lot of this area for plastic making and whatnot. The light oil, we can probably bring that to about here. We're not going to really use much of that right now, except for maybe cracking into petroleum. And then the heavy oil, we're going to bring that over here because we're going to be mostly using that for lubrication. And we already have motor production over here, or engine production, so we're going to have the lubrication available right next to the engines, and we'll be able to speed things along that way. So I've got 50 storage tanks built up so that we can kind of just hoard this stuff here. And I think they should all be connected in the middle there, and then I can connect from the outsides there. And I'm going to get some storage set up for all of these, and I'll be back. I think that's enough storage, for now anyway. I also went ahead and brought coal over because the first thing we're going to need for plastic is petroleum, gas, and coal. So I'm not going to actually do that yet. I'm going to go ahead and set up these first, and then we will figure out where to go from there. Now those are made in the chemical plant. I do believe, we look at our recipes here, yeah, we have 2 plastic bars from 1 coal and 3 petroleum gas. Now I'm probably going to do these the same way that I did the oil plants there, and that's, I'll set these all out and then go along and break every other one, and I'll get them all hooked up. And we're good to go for plastic. We got both sides now. Should be plenty of petroleum to keep those running, at least for the amount of plastic that we're going to use. And I went ahead and ran the belt down all the way. So copper's almost gone. That's pretty good. We're down to just 4 of these. Ended up being a whole lot of chests though. Sure missed my warehouse mod, but that's a story for another time. So now that we have plastic, there's a bunch of things that we can start working on, and I think the first one I would like to work on is batteries, so that we can get, well, apparently we didn't even need it for, we needed the sulfuric acid. Oh, okay, well, I want batteries for accumulators, so we're going to start working on that. So for sulfuric acid, we need to start with sulfur, which is also from petroleum gas and water, so we're going to build that right next to here. And I've got to bring some water down from this big lake over here, and that's why I built my oil over here, so that we would have easy access to water. I have everything I need, and when I have the water down there, I'll be right back. Okay, it's really dark, but really quick. Put these down here, and I'll drop some light so that we can see. I'm going to run the oil on this side like so, and then I'm going to run the water through the back like a so. And then for these over here, we're going to run the water. Can't quite get there with one, but that's okay, because we're going to go a little bit further back, because we need to go to where it won't connect. If I'd connect it there, we would have an intersection where water and petroleum would get together, but since we're right there, we're fine. And then we can again go back to here, and then we're going to put these all along, same way as we did with these. I think that's right. Yeah, okay. And then I'll go along with these. So we have water, and then I'll run the gas probably the same way I'm running with these, right off of here. Should be fine to run one from here to here, like so. And then as soon as we hook up with that, and the water, of course, shouldn't be any problems, unless I miss something. Okay, it was over here. I had the pipe to ground going into the pipe to ground. You have to have a corner or a section there to have it work. So there we go. Sulfur's coming along the line. Of course, that's going to be a red belt. We'll get a bunch of sulfur going, but we're not going to put sulfur on the belt. Sulfur is going to stay over here, and we're going to put it into some vats. Alright, now we're ready to turn this stuff into actual sulfur dioxide. And the way we're going to do that is I'm going to leave this space in the middle here for explosives. And we're going to run this sulfur dioxide down. And we're going to build off of it like this. Instead, I'm going to leave an extra space this time. So we get these set up. Again, this one will be for the explosives. So we're only going to build batteries, or the sulfuric acid, off of these. So we need iron plates over here. Water we already have. Iron plates are right here. I'm going to get a belt with iron plates going, and I'll be right back. Alright, in the interest of saving space and keeping everything in line, I decided to combine the iron and sulfur onto one line. And we're going to see what we can do with that. The water is on and the ingredients are being inserted. Now all I have to do is figure out how to get all of these into one central area. Alright, you can kind of see what I did. On this side we did a weird little twist, and then we have an underground going underneath the belt. And then we're going to do another underground over somewhere, I don't know, about here. We're not going to store a tremendous amount of this. I think for now, actually, I'm just going to use like one of these just to kind of let it work and see how quickly it fills up. Pretty quickly, actually. So we're going to probably route it directly into the batteries themselves. Now we need the iron plate and the copper plate, so I think we'll probably split this line somewhere. In fact, I'm thinking of running it up here, splitting it this way, and then we'll combine it with a copper line and head to the left somewhere here. Well, here we go. In an attempt to make things look somewhat nice, I brought the iron line over from here, copper line kind of the same way. They're running together. After this one splits, they join so that the batteries can get what they need. And then we have another line running right here so that they can drop the batteries onto it once they get the sulfuric acid, which has already been, hopefully, piped correctly. Well, I just need to do one more little touch here, and there we have it. Batteries, eventually pop them down on the line. Now I just got to finish hooking everything up, and then I'm going to run this along on my main belt. And voila, we have batteries and plastic all in one episode. Hooray! But that'll have to do it for this episode. Appreciate you watching. Hope to see you next time.